This question is asking you to work with a triangle, and it's told you some information about the perimeter. So there's our trigger. It's talked about this word perimeter. So we have to remember that on the shape, the perimeter is by adding up all the lengths around the outside edge of the shape. So the perimeter here, if this was 4, 6 and 7, then the perimeter would be 4 plus 6 plus 7, 17. So basically we're thinking about adding up lengths. It's telling us that the lengths have been given in centimetres, but it's given us x's and other parts of the expressions. So we've got to think to ourselves, well, perimeter's about adding up as we go around. So we can write down perimeter is equal to the x plus 4 plus the x plus 3 plus the x take away 1. They've told us what the perimeter is in the question, so they told us that was 19. So we can say that 19 equals, well, we've got 1x plus 2 plus another x is 2x plus another x is 3x, and then we've got 4 plus 3, which is 7, take away the 1 is 6. So we have now an equation to work out the value of x, because the question wants us to actually get the x value. So solving equations, lots of different ways to do it. You could cover that up and say, well, what do I add to 6 to give me 19, which would be 13. I could subtract 6 from both sides of the equation, because then that would leave me the 3x term where it is. So either way, we get 3x's are going to be worth 13. But the question says work out the value of 1x, a single x. So we have to share by 3 to give us the answer for just one of those x's. Now, don't worry about doing the 13 divided by 3 as such, because what we should remember is that means 13 divided by 3. So we could write it as a fraction, and then we can simplify that fraction down into a mixed number. So how many 3's go into 13? 4 3's are 12. So we've used 12 of those thirds to make 4 whole ones, and that leaves us with 1 left over, so 1/3 left over. So the answer on the dot line would be 4 1/3 centimetres, because the units were in centimetres. So seeing a question with loads of x's in it, asking you to work out the value of that x, it's really saying there's going to be an equation created somewhere. We look for a trigger in the question, and in this particular one it's the word perimeter. So we recognise perimeter means that you add up the lengths around the outside of the edge of the triangle, add up those with the x's involved, get the equation, and then solve it through whatever technique you're comfortable with.